On Monday Night Football, the final wild card game, the Rams beat the Arizona Cardinals 34-11. And a lot of stuff happened. First of all, Matthew Stafford, a former number 1 overall pick in 2009 with the Detroit Lions, finally got his first playoff win. Well done for Matthew Stafford. He played. We'll get into that, but I'm really, really happy for him. Additionally, Odell Beckham Jr. got his first ever playoff win as well. And then the big thing was that Arizona got eliminated. And I got this game totally wrong. I mean, technically, I guess I predicted LA would win, but I was pretty wishy-washy about that. The thing I was really heavily predicting was that I thought it was going to be a crazy, fun, exciting game where there'd be a big controversy at the end. We did not get that. This game didn't even have the opportunity to have a crazy controversy at the end because it wasn't close or fun or entertaining. Wasn't anything. The Rams dominated. They were up 21-0 at halftime, and the Cardinals did not score until it was, they were down 28-0 when they finally got their first points on the board. And Arizona couldn't do anything on offense the entire day. And I'll give Kyler Murray the benefit of the doubt. That was his first ever playoff game. So I think he's got time to learn from it and do better next time. Like a lot of people today are saying, Kyler Murray's terrible. And he's physically really gifted and he's not stupid. He's very smart. He's got a lot going for him. I think he's got to learn from this game, though, because he looked like, frankly, it looked like a deer in headlights in a lot of moments in this football game. And Arizona looked totally unprepared. Oh my gosh. Nothing they were trying on offense was working. They started the game with 5 3-and-outs, which led to punts and 2 interceptions. One of them was a pick six. And when you make that many mistakes and have that bad of a start, you're 0-9 on third down. That's not the start of the game. That's the entire game. They did not have a single third down conversion the entire football game. That can't happen. Totally inappropriate. Ton of 3-and-outs. That's, penalties, turnovers. To me, a game that bad has to fall on the responsibility for the head coach, Cliff Kingsbury. It's bad coaching, what we saw on Monday night. And I got a message from a Cardinals fan today. They're like, hey, should we fire Cliff Kingsbury? I think you could. I wouldn't yet. But man, because I'm pretty patient. I'm like, well, I try to give as many opportunities as I can. And it's like, well, you're late in the process. And remember, winning in Arizona is new to everyone there. Kyler Murray, the quarterback, Cliff Kingsbury, the coach. Like, winning to him is new, period. He didn't win in college, so now he's finally not only learning how to win, but learning how to – it's his first ever playoff game. I can understand the patience for Cliff Kingsbury, although I love the conversation. Should we fire Cliff? Is there a coach out there that would have the Cardinals more prepared to win big games next year? And there probably is. That's the unfortunate reality, is that there's no doubt somebody could do better with this Cardinals football team. I don't know who that person is, but certainly what we saw on Monday was not good. And in my opinion, they're going to keep Cliff Kingsbury, but he's going to enter the year next year on the hot seat. It's a very short leash in Arizona for Cliff Kingsbury. And, oh my gosh. The Arizona Cardinals offense looked desperate on Monday night. On just their third drive of the game, they had 2 3-and-outs to start. They find themselves 3rd and 16. They tried a trick play on their third drive, and it stunk of desperation. We were like, this team has no idea how to move the ball against LA Rams. They're already resorting to trick plays to try to make it work. Then later, middle of the second quarter, they were backed up in their own end zone, and Kyler threw this long ball down the right sideline to A.J. Green. Would have been a 22-yard gain. And a huge break, finally a first down for Arizona. And it was initially ruled a catch, although it clearly wasn't a catch. I was surprised. They ruled it a catch, and Sean McVay, the Rams head coach, actually had to challenge it, throw the flag. He won the challenge, but it was like, guys, that's clearly not a catch. He caught the ball, and right as he caught the ball, Nick Scott just leveled A.J. Green. And by the way, it's a great hit. It's a clean hit. We don't see a lot of those where a safety is a truly really good hit on a receiver, knocks the ball free, and isn't penalized because it wasn't penalty worthy. It was just a really, really good clean hit. Well done by Nick Scott. I haven't seen a hit like that in a long time. That was clean, and I was just like, wow, what a play. Anyway, A.J. Green drops the ball. And it's pretty clearly not a catch to everyone watching. I was surprised. Again, they ruled it a catch live. And Cliff Kingsbury was just begging, that's a catch, just begging. You saw him like doing this motion, the catch signal on the sideline. And the word that comes to mind is desperate. Like all he wanted was something handed to help them get something going. And it was sad. And on the very next play, it's ruled an incomplete pass. So now they're third down. And Kyler throws a horrible, awful pick six. He's holding on to the ball way too long. He makes a throw he should never throw. Like kind of as he's falling, kind of flips it forward, gets caught, pick six, touchdown, give the Rams a 21-0 lead. It was all bad. And from an Arizona perspective, from Budda Baker getting hurt to the pick six to the horrible stuff, I mean, everything you can imagine for an Arizona fan, that their perspective is that the game was ugly, awful, and tragic. I mean, J.J. Watt made a comeback. That was kind of cool. He made a comeback after tearing his labrum earlier in the year. I respect the effort, but he didn't do very much. And if you're an Arizona fan, and here's how I know I'm not biased. I picked the Rams to win, but I found myself in my heart rooting for Arizona. I wanted Arizona to win this football game, and I don't know if it's because they were getting killed and I wanted something good to happen to them. I don't know what happened there, but I did find myself rooting for Arizona watching this game. And even though, and I was like, I hope my prediction's dead wrong. I picked the Rams. I'm like, I want Arizona to win this football game. Didn't happen. Now, Matthew Stafford, the Rams quarterback, had kind of a weird day. I don't know if it's weird is the right word. He was efficient. He was very good. He had 0 turnovers. I love that. No interceptions, no fumbles. Played a very clean football game. But he was 13 for 17 passing for 202 yards and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, 13 completions, 17 total passes thrown. A, that's a good day, like well done. But B, he only had to throw the ball 17 times. Like Arizona did not challenge the Rams at all. Very, very disappointing because I thought, man, it's going to be Monday night, going to be wild, going to be fun. And go watch the game again if you want to. Look at the faces of all of the Arizona Cardinals, their coaching staff, their players. As they walked off the field, it was 21-0. As they walked off the field for halftime, they just looked totally defeated. And to me, like, you're down 21 points at halftime. That's not impossible. You got 2 more quarters to score 21 points. I came back from down 24-3 1 point at halftime. Like, it's not insane. You got to get a couple things that go your way, but ball game ain't over. They looked like they would rather go home than make a good game plan for the second half. Like, they just looked totally lost. And I mean, the more I talk and the more I kind of realize and hear what I'm saying, the more I realize, like, I think maybe they need better leadership in Arizona, and maybe Cliff Kingsbury should be fired in Arizona. Like, I mean, the more I'm thinking out loud and saying out loud, I'm like, it's a team that clearly has a lot of talent. Like, look, the Cardinals, man, have so many good things going for them on paper. But they can't avoid bad mistakes. The game plan was horrible. The more I'm speaking, the more I'm kind of realizing the gears are turning in my head. I'm like, I think they should fire him. Like, I don't know. It's somebody can do a better job with what the Cardinals have, and I don't know. I guess let me end this segment by saying that I was really happy for Odell Beckham Jr. All his former teammates in Cleveland are either on vacation somewhere or watching the game from like their snow-filled tundra in Cleveland. And Odell, instead of being in Cleveland in the snow, he's winning a playoff game in Los Angeles. Like, good for him. He had 4 catches for 54 yards and a touchdown. Plus, he had a long 40-yard touchdown throw and a trick play. It was pretty cool. Good for Odell. I love to see that for him. And the Rams defense, they dominated. And next week, we're going to get a really, really wild matchup between the Rams and Tampa. 2 very good defenses that I thought both had very dominating performances during Wild Card Weekend. And by the way, the last thing I want to say, I guess, is that I was shocked when I realized that Von Miller, who got traded from Denver to LA earlier in the year, this was Von Miller's first ever playoff game since he won a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning years ago. Like, I had no idea. I knew Denver had been bad, and I guess I haven't been paying close enough attention. The Broncos haven't been to the playoffs since that game happened. Oh, my goodness, they've been awful. Von Miller, good for you. Von Miller, Matthew Stafford, OBJ, a bunch of guys who needed a playoff win, first in a while for Von Miller, first ever for OBJ and Matthew Stafford. Good for the Rams, good for OBJ. And Matthew, I don't know. I'm very, very excited for next weekend because Rams at Tampa should be a very, very fun, very, very exciting football game.